Hey everyone, Mark Edward Willows here again. Welcome to Gabbin Cabin. And I've got a fun show here today. I'm really looking forward to it because I have a very fun, a very exciting, a very energetic, and a very musical guest. He has been on the show before, but we are doing a follow-up today. Mr. Anthony Key is joining me. And Anthony just appeared recently as a contestant and auditioned for American Idol. Anthony, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me here.
Your face was all over national television.
Yeah.
What did that feel like to be on the stage of American Idol?
It was an amazing experience. I mean, I'm speechless of the chance that I got to be on the show. Working with everybody was an absolutely beautiful experience as well. Working with, there's so many people that you don't see on camera that I had the pleasure to work with, and they were just phenomenal people. And they did such a great job with the edits. When I first watched it back, I'm like, oh, they made me look pretty good. Thank you guys,
Yes, you looked excellent. I love the shoes, by the way, too. You looked great. But yes, when you do the show, isn't it amazing all the people behind the scenes that are there? I mean, just like this show we're doing. I mean, Anthony, there's about 300 people all around. You don't see that. Yeah. There's all the people that, do the work to put together a program. Now, I need to ask you, you obviously flew out to San Diego to do this show. Were you nervous? I mean, if it were me, I'd be shaking on the plane. How did you feel knowing what you're going to go and do?
Yeah, well, I definitely was. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I think really everybody has some kind of nerves. This is a big deal. It's a very big deal. So yeah, I was definitely nervous, but at the same time, I realized, I have a job to do, and I have to, do it to the best of my ability. So yeah.
And seeing the people, now you were one of the few, or maybe even the only one interviewed by Ryan Seacrest. What was that like? Tell us a little something about Ryan.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure every cast member, every auditioner gets to be interviewed by Ryan Seacrest. But they happen to show the clip where, me and him were having a good conversation. He was actually, as far as like the celebrities, he was like my favorite guy because we just had, it was really no sweat, just kind of chill out, sit next to him. He just got the cameras on us, and it was just like two guys having a conversation. I think we had a very good interviewee kind of relationship when we were on camera. So I think we just gelled really well together. So I really, really enjoyed the time that I was on camera with Ryan.
And what I really loved is I was like, oh my God, when Katy Perry said to you, Anthony, show me some dance moves.
Yeah.
And you did. I thought that was excellent. What was it like dancing with Katy Perry? I mean, were you like, oh my God, I'd probably pass out. What was your reaction?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to say no.
Right.
But yeah, so actually, one of the big things for me that what I was going for is that not every person gets airtime. I mean, there's so many auditioners walking around golden tickets left and right, and they don't get any airtime. So what was really important for me is I wanted to get airtime. So that's really kind of why I did singing and dancing as well. And also the producers, they wanted to see that side out of me as well. But when she started to come out of the desk, and then the other judges started coming out and like, here, show us some dance moves. Immediately, I'm kind of thinking in my mind, this is going to make some good TV.
Now, when you're in the, I guess, so-called green room or whatever, are you practicing there, or were you like practicing your moves, or do you just wait to go on camera, or how does all of that work?
Okay, so we did have a rehearsal, and I think most people have one rehearsal. I had 3.
Wow.
Yeah, and each time you have to wait in line for a long time because there's just so many people there. There were quite a few change of plans with me, with what I was doing. Originally, I was supposed to do a completely different song. It got changed right at the last second because of copyright purposes. And it was actually a visual copyright because of the dance moves. And everything was all set to go. I'm actually standing right here. What you see here is actually what was going to be on the show. This was actually so my audition song was going to be NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. This is what I did for my first Zoom audition for the show, and the executive producer loved it. And said, oh, this is a genius idea. We want this, want you to come on the show and do this. But it was last second stuff where, we couldn't do the strings. All that it's like some kind of, like I said, visual copyright.
Wow.
And
so when
I'm
that
like,
happened,
oh, man.
what was your reaction then? Like, oh my God, or I mean,
yeah, well, especially since this was down to the wire. I mean, I'm about to audition. And on top of that, I was already doing like a bunch of, filming for like little dance breaks. They want, did a lot of just kind of freestyle dancing. So I kind of got that going on. And then it's like, oh, we got to change the song or I could have actually done Bye 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 if it was like without the dance moves. But I know that this time around, I guess I really want to showcase the dance moves. So do the producers. And I'm like, I really want to get airtime. I think this will get me airtime. Let's, do something with the dancing. I really can't change the dance moves to Bye 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 because I've known these moves for all these years. It'd be so hard to last second change it up, try to choreograph something different. I know I would accidentally do this and, possibly not get airtime. So I said, all right, let's change. Let's do my second choice song, BTS Dynamite. They're a hot group right now. Let's do this. So the song that I did was actually not my original choice, but like my first choice. But yeah, it was just a lot of things, just kind of like the rug kind of got pulled out under me a little bit. And so, which also made things, I was a little bit more nervous then because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of things kind of falling apart right before I got into the audition room.
That's show business. How many pages of script are changed the last minute before they're ready to tape? And the actor's like, that's part of it. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot over here. How about a little audition for Gabbin Cabin? Let's see you do your moves. Go to
I would love to. Okay, so I will do what was going to be on the show. And this is what I did for my first Zoom audition for the executive producer. And this is what got me the welcoming to come onto the show and do this. Okay. So without further ado,
and I will say,
Bye Bye Bye.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Key.
Hey, hey, bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, yeah. Ooh, I'm doing this tonight. Probably gonna start a fight. I know this can't be right. Hey, baby, come on. I love you, witness me. And you were there for me. So now it's time to leave and make it alone. I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Don't wanna be a fool for you. Just another pain in your game for two. You need me, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. I really wanna make it tough. I just wanna tell you that I had enough. Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Bye, bye, bye.
Woo! Anthony, go pick that gold envelope.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. I love your moves. You are fantastic at what you do. Unbelievable. I know I could never do it, but fantastic at what you do.
You.
And listen, also want to talk, you have a new single that was just released recently. Tell us a little about that, where it is, where can people find it?
All right, well, I recently came out with a single about, I guess, 3-4 weeks ago now. It came out February 21st this year, 2021. Mm-hmm. And so it's on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you like to download music from, it should be there. So all you have to do is type in Anthony Key, Key to My Heart. So that's the name of the single. It's called Key to My Heart. And I wrote it. And yeah, it's a song that was a long time coming, I'll tell you.
And how long did it basically take you to write a song?
For Key to My Heart, that song in particular, about 4 years. Wow. That song's a long time. It had, I always say it's had a lot of facelifts, A lot of changes made to it.
Put a lot of
Um,
sweat and energy into that song, huh?
so much, so much. Yeah, it's been it's been a long journey from when I first started to conceive of the idea of Key to My Heart in September of 2016 to, when it finally got released in February 21st of, 21. It's like, wow, just hearing it for the first time. I have a reaction video on my channel, just me bawling my eyes. I know I was going to start crying, but, it's just like so much emotion came into it because this is like, I had to overcome a lot of different things. And I fund this all on my own. This is I don't have a record label paying for this for me. I had to go out, work, save, and put out the song out there. And there was always financial hardship. I almost went bankrupt at one time, and I thought, you know what, I'll never get this done. I literally thought I was going to see death before I saw this song. So when I first heard it for the first time, like literally completely all done, and just what my producer, Julian Stacy, big shout out to him, what I just couldn't help but just be overcome with extreme emotion.
And when you heard the recording and now it's out on Spotify and all these platforms, what do you think now? It's like, wow, what's your reaction?
My reaction, oh my gosh. And actually I look on Spotify and I found out that in 1 week I got over 1,000 streams in
Wow.
1 week of its release. And that's so cool because that was before I even got on the show American Idol. So that's before I even gained an American Idol audience. So this is already from the audience that I've built throughout the years. And I, big shout out to all my supporters who, they were the ones that did this, that got, at 1,000 streams in a week. And, and we're still growing. So I think people realize like how real the song is. I think they know that that I really wrote the song for them, because like the lyrics state of like how their support is being the key to my heart. And without them, one of the lyrics I say is, without you, I'll be locked away forever. And that's so true because as artists, what keeps the artist going? It's the fans. Without fans, there's no artist. So that's why I wanted to, when I wrote the song in 2016, I started to get a very small following on my channel. Maybe I got to like 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people are giving me one of the most valuable things, their time. They're giving me their time to watch, just stay tuned and watching my content and that kind of thing. And so I'm like, I need to write a song for these people, and it's kind of like, to me, it's like Key to My Heart is like Anthony Kiedis' anthem kind of thing. It's like my anthem.
And I got to tell you, I love the Key earring. I need to ask you, you made reference to it on American Idol. How did that come about? Naturally, your name is Key, but did someone give you the idea? Did you just thought of it? Because I mean, we could basically say that's your trademark.
Yeah. Well, I figured, a lot of people ask me, is Anthony Key, is that your real name or is that just your stage name? And I tell people both. That's my stage name. And I was blessed to have the name Key on my birth certificate. Honey, I'm going to milk it for all it's worth. So
sure.
Yeah. So I figured, might as well put like a visual to it, show, Key here and just everything, Key. So people can, I just feel like it flows. So.
And what does the future hold for Anthony Key? I know I asked you the last time, but I'm going to ask you again because this is now after Idol, everything. I mean, are you all psyched up, ready to go when things start opening? Do you want to hit the stage, perform? What's your goals and dreams?
No, I'm done. Good night. No, I'm joking.
I don't think so.
No, I am ready to go. Like, basically American Idol, just having all that, it basically kind of like lit a fuse, and I'm like on fire right now. Like I'm ready to hit the stages. I'm ready to make more. Actually, I've been writing music like crazy now. And so no more 4 years waiting for songs. Like, you're going to hear a lot more music from me. And, I'm making money in a much more stable way now. So I'm able to, be able to get more music produced in a much quicker time frame. So so I am ready to go, and I cannot wait to meet my fans and perform for them and just go crazy. So I'm
And
psyched. I'm ready to
right,
go.
and obviously by appearing on American Idol, I would say that's definitely going to open a lot of doors for you. Because let's face it, not everybody gets. From what I have heard, and I'm sure you can tell me, the audition process is difficult. I mean, they go through how many people, and you were one of them selected. I mean, that's just an honor in itself. So I would think that's going to speak something on your resume.
Yeah, I would imagine so too. You know, it's one of those things, you know, only time will tell. You know, people have been starting to, you know, start following my platform, you know, on my Instagram and YouTube channel. Like people have been coming into this now, and you know, I've now have these newfound fans, and I'll tell you what, they are diehard fans. They one in particular, she's like, I have posters of you. I'm like, I got posters.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow, okay, like it's unbelievable.
Walto Anthony, huh?
I guess, yeah. So you know, I'm just excited about that. Somebody made a fan channel, or a fan account rather. I think it's called Anthony James Key Fan or something like that. So I mean, and my followers, like even that has a pretty good substantial amount of following for, you know, a fan account for somebody who's not really that super big yet. I'm trying to get there, but you know, I mean, it's just like, these are the people that I'm telling you, this is why they're the key to my heart. You see, you know?
Exactly. And you know, Anthony, you're so humble the way you say it. I love the fact how you do admire your fans and you respect them, because that's something very important. And what you said a little earlier, if not for the fans, you wouldn't be there. If not for the viewers of this, I wouldn't be here. I mean, anybody that works in the entertainment business, if not for the public that's out there, it's like goodbye. You would not be there.
Exactly.
And a lot of people
yeah.
a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh, hey, I'm just a big star. But you got to remember, it's the coming up and the people, and yes, you owe something to them.
Exactly. I owe them everything. You know, that's why I owe them my talent, my work ethic, my voice, my dancing, you know, everything that I put out. You're right. I owe it to them, because it's not just, oh, look at me. You know, it's look at us. This is it's a two-way street. Those who are fans of me, I'm just a fan of them back. You know, it really is a two-way street.
Well, Anthony, I appreciate you stopping by my little Gabbin cabin here. Hope to have you back again. And the next time we'll have you back, you may be starring on a network show. Who knows? Your own.
Oh, we'll see.
Hey,
only time will tell, as I say.
One never knows. I always remember back in the day, Sonny and Sharon. I know you've heard of them. I mean, it all started, they were living out of the trunk of their car and doing whatever. And look at the superstars that they have become. So yes, anything is possible. So once again, that is Anthony Key. Look for him. And where again do they look for you? Spotify, name the places.
So Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Pandora. Oh, there's so many. There's a long list. I can't remember it all.
The list is growing. Well, Anthony, again, thanks a lot. Much continued success and all the best.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for having me on again.